Before we get into it, a quick disclaimer. Astrology is symbolic, not scientific. So think of this as a fun way to explore personality, compatibility, and the energy two people seem to bring out in each other. This analysis is based on publicly available birth information, so we're working with what we know rather than complete birth charts. Now let's talk about one of the most unexpected yet surprisingly perfect friendships in music, Rosé from Blackpink and Bruno Mars. At first glance, they seem like two completely different people. Rosé has a calm, thoughtful, almost reserved presence, while Bruno is charismatic, playful, and effortlessly commands a room. But astrology suggests that's exactly why they work so well together. Rosé was born on February 11th, 1997, making her an Aquarius sun. Bruno Mars was born on October 8th, 1985, making him a Libra sun. Thanks to his publicly available birth time, we also know he has a Leo moon and an Aquarius rising. And honestly, this combination creates a fascinating dynamic. Let's start with their sun signs because that's the foundation of who they are. Aquarius and Libra are both air signs, and air signs naturally understand one another. They connect through ideas, creativity, conversation, and curiosity. Instead of relationships built purely on emotion or routine, air signs tend to build friendships through mutual respect and intellectual chemistry. That means Rosé and Bruno probably enjoy bouncing ideas off each other, experimenting creatively, and giving each other space without taking it personally. Neither sign likes feeling controlled, and both value individuality. Aquarius is known for thinking outside the box. They're often drawn to originality and innovation rather than following trends. Libra, meanwhile, has an incredible eye for balance, beauty, and collaboration. Libras often bring people together and know how to make partnerships work. Put those two energies together, and you get a friendship where one person constantly introduces fresh ideas while the other knows how to polish them into something everyone loves. It's a partnership built on creativity rather than competition. Now, here's where astrology becomes really interesting. It's one thing to compare birth charts on paper, but it's another to see those same patterns showing up in real life. And when you look at Rosé and Bruno's interactions, there are several moments that seem to reflect exactly what we'd expect from this astrological pairing. Let's start with something Rosé herself has said. She described Bruno as being like an older brother and mentor. That's a really interesting choice of words. She didn't describe him as just a collaborator or a friend or someone she admired. She specifically used the words older brother and mentor. Astrologically, that makes a lot of sense. Bruno's Libra sun gives him a natural ability to guide people without being overbearing. Libras tend to teach through encouragement rather than criticism. They're the kind of people who gently steer others in the right direction instead of trying to control them. Then you add his Leo moon. Leo moons have this incredibly warm, generous energy. They genuinely enjoy seeing other people succeed. They're often the friend who's clapping the loudest when someone else wins. They don't just celebrate success, they want to help people believe in themselves. Rosé has even said that Bruno was a huge cheerleader during one of the biggest moments of her career. That's exactly the kind of emotional support we'd associate with a Leo moon. And then there's Rosé herself. Aquarius is famous for independence. They're not usually looking for someone to tell them what to do, but Aquarians are also incredibly selective about whose advice they listen to. When an Aquarius respects someone, they don't pretend to know everything. They're surprisingly humble and genuinely open to learning. So this doesn't feel like one person leading and the other following. It feels more like mutual respect. Bruno encourages. Rosé absorbs, grows, and still remains completely herself. That's a very healthy dynamic. Now let's talk about one of the funniest little moments fans noticed. Without planning it, they both appeared in interviews wearing each other's tour merchandise. Nobody announced it. Nobody made a big deal out of it. It just happened. Now, could that simply be coincidence? Absolutely, but from an astrological perspective, it's also exactly the kind of subtle synchronicity you'd expect from two air signs. Air signs often seem to be on the same wavelength. They pick up on each other's energy without needing everything to be spoken out loud. It's less about dramatic displays of affection and more about quietly understanding each other, almost like finishing each other's sentences, except with fashion. It's a small detail, but it's the kind of thing that makes people smile because it feels effortless rather than staged. And then we have one of the biggest rumors surrounding their friendship. After the Grammy Awards, social media exploded with claims that Bruno had unfollowed Rosé on Instagram. Almost immediately, people started asking whether they'd fallen out. Was there drama? Had something happened behind the scenes? But when fans looked into it, they discovered something much less exciting. Bruno hadn't unfollowed Rosé because he had never followed her in the first place. In fact, neither of them had been following each other. The entire story was built on an assumption that wasn't true. Ironically, that also fits their astrology surprisingly well. Both Libra and Aquarius tend to value genuine relationships over public performance. Neither sign is especially concerned with proving a friendship through social media. For them, a follow and unfollow or posting together isn't necessarily what defines a connection. What matters is how they treat each other in real life, and that's exactly what happened. Not long afterwards, Bruno shared a relaxed photo of the two of them enjoying pizza together. His caption read, "Count on me, bad Rosie." It's playful, it's affectionate, it's completely free of any need to explain or defend their friendship. That feels very Bruno. The charm, the humor, the effortless warmth, that's classic Libra energy. And Rosé's comfortable, easygoing presence beside him reflects that Aquarian ability to simply enjoy the moment without needing to make a spectacle of it. What I find most fascinating is that none of these moments feel forced. There aren't grand public declarations. There aren't constant social media posts trying to convince everyone they're close. Instead, it's the little things, the mentorship, the encouragement, the matching shirts, the inside jokes, the pizza photo. Individually, each moment might seem insignificant, but together, they paint a picture of a friendship that feels genuine, relaxed, and built on mutual respect. Whether you believe astrology explains that or not, it's hard to deny that the symbolism lines up in some surprisingly satisfying ways.